Well, hey there, I'm Amanda, and today I'm going to share my best tips for traveling alcohol-free with a group. Now, so many of you have been asking me about this with the summer months approaching, and I have done a lot of group travel in my couple of years as living as an alcohol-free young woman. So I want to share my best tips for you. You will know by the end of this video my best tips and tricks for preparing for and surviving, if not thriving, in sober group travel. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, go ahead and do that, and head on over to Instagram and follow me. I'm at Authentically Amanda. I share more content like this over there all the time. So without further ado, here are my tips for surviving sober group travel. First of all is to prepare your mindset. I know that traveling with a group, especially when you are the only one who's going to be not drinking, can be a little bit intimidating. So the things that I recommend is really to prepare for it to be an excellent experience. And what we can do first is to prepare our mindset. And I have a couple of affirmations that I'll share with you that you might consider repeating before you travel. One is, sober travel is fun and enlightening. My friends are respectful travel companions. I am energized by and open to new experiences. I choose to see the positive in all situations. If I have slipped into negativity, I can choose again. And finally, I am grateful for time to deepen connections and have new experiences with my friends. So, first things first is we have to prepare ourselves to have a great time. If we go into a travel experience with a bad mindset, we are ensured to manifest a less enjoyable time. So let's get our mind right first of all. Aligning with these positive affirmations, another thing that you can do is to perhaps write a letter or say a prayer to the universe. Now, here's one that I like. Dear universe, help me to approach this situation with positivity and patience. Allow me to make the most out of this experience and enjoy my time in this new place with friends. Guide me to release any predispositions and biases that may hold me back during this trip. Remind me to be mindful in all that I do and guide me to choose again should I lose sight of this vision. Now, what I recommend is actually writing a prayer like this down in a journal to where you can revisit it if you become stressed or upset during the time of your travel. Just setting up our mindset can be really, really powerful. Another thing that I definitely recommend as a really practical, not so woo-woo tip is to set expectations with your friends. Let them know what you plan to do and how you plan to maybe have a little bit of a different experience than them. I would also really clearly set up expectations if you are doing things like splitting groceries or planning to split meals. One thing that you can do in advance is take out cash. That way, if you're chipping in for anything or you're doing a group meal, one thing that you can do is go ahead and calculate your portion and throw in for that and the tip and let them split the rest amongst themselves, because I find that's most frequently what my group does instead of having individual checks brought out. And you can also chip in for groceries or anything else, or if y'all order pizza or whatever, you can chip in for that and avoid any charges for alcohol and booze that you're not drinking. The next thing that I recommend is to take some time to yourself. Just because you're on a group vacation doesn't mean you have to do everything with the group, and it doesn't make you a Scrooge to take time for yourself. I like to do this in a couple of different ways. First of all, I almost always plan to go home before the rest of my travel companions. Now, this is for a couple of different reasons. One, just because I'm tired and I don't have the same stamina that they have when they've been drinking all night. And two, because I feel like at some point that our time spent together becomes unproductive because we're on different levels. So as they start to rise here and I'm still on base level, I start to find that we're having a different experience, and that's okay. I don't judge them for having the experience that they desire to have with drinking, but that's just not for me, and I don't find that my presence there is as needed and supported any longer. So I usually just choose to go home and go to sleep early. And as an active individual, this is also really helpful because when you go to bed early, you wake up early. And I usually spend that time, even though I'm not a runner, I usually choose to spend that time out on a walk or a run around the neighborhood that we are staying in. And it allows me to have some of my own private time. It allows me to move my body, and it allows me to spend the time that they are still sleeping out and doing things on my own. Second, I often, when I do group travel, find an activity that I want to say no to. It might be something that just doesn't sound enjoyable to me. It might be something that is going to be a particularly boozy part of the trip, and I decide that I'm going to opt out and then go have another experience on my own. That might look like me going on a tour, me going out to a restaurant, going out to coffee by myself. It might look like me booking a spa appointment or a massage while they're out doing that other thing. But whatever it is, I always take time to have a experience to myself. And that's always really enjoyable and gratifying. And I found that it's also a way to recenter me if I started to feel discombobulated with the group experience. So go ahead and take time to yourself. There's no harm in that. Finally, I always appreciate my opportunity to have a different experience. You know, as a drinker, I never really realized how much I was actually missing out on when I was drinking. And now, as a sober observer of situations, there are so many beautiful things to see in every place that I go. And it's just so lovely to actually take in the scenery that is around me. And while there used to be a part of me that had tremendous fear of missing out on what my friends were experiencing, I realized that I could come to appreciate the different point of view I was able to have in a place as a non-drinker. So I was willing to have a different experience and know that in reality, I was gaining more than I was missing out on. Because let's be honest, when your friends get together and start drinking, oftentimes some of their memories don't make it through the end of the night. So I always find that I'm having, honestly, a better and more memorable experience than them. So let me recap really quick the things that you can do to take advantage of a group vacation where you are the only one not drinking. First of all, you can take some time to prepare your mindset. You can use some mantras or write a prayer or letter to the universe to support you. You can also set some expectations about the bill. Let your friends know what you are willing to and are not willing to pay for, within reason, of course, and come prepared with some extra cash so that you are able to throw in for your portion in advance. Also, take some time to yourself. Go home early, wake up early, and spend some time out in nature if at all possible. And finally, appreciate your different experience. Take some time to do something on your own. Set aside some time to opt out of a group activity. Take some time to enjoy everything that is around you and really soak in the beauty of the place that you are, and realizing that you are actually gaining so much more by not drinking on the trip than you are missing out on from not being a part of the group. All right, again, my name is Amanda. I look forward to serving you in other videos like this. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you over on Instagram at AuthenticallyAmanda. Take care.